Hi, welcome to the dialogue. It's Ed. Hope you're having a good morning. It's a cold day. This morning I woke up pretty frosty. It's closer and closer to the winter cold. It is that time of the year. We're getting pretty nice, mild, warm days and really cold mornings. That tells me, yeah, frostbite winter is here. However, I kind of want to just discuss a little bit about the bitter feelings in the world today. It's just more and more, they're getting more intensifying as we go. There's a lot to deal with this issue. The number one thing I kind of want to address about this is the media coverage. The media coverage of things, we need to understand what the media coverage is actually doing. We are giving these active shooters a platform of stardom. When these events happen, I don't think the person's name should even be mentioned. It's plastered everywhere. Every time one of these things happen, you hear all about the shooter or the shooters, but you don't hear a lot about the victims. You do after a little bit, but as things are boiling down and coming together in the newsroom, it's just bombardment of giving these people coverage. And that just makes more people see, oh, that's famous to them. Being famous is getting on 15 minutes of news. This is not a good world we are looking at today. And to give people that are doing harm to others more coverage than they should be getting, I think that's troublesome. I don't know. That's my opinion on it. Excuse me. And we're seeing a lot more violence. And you notice how the Army uses now a video game to help recruit. These video games, in my opinion, are kind of a force behind all of this anger and violence, and telling that mind when it's young, this is acceptable behavior. I don't know. I think we should have some studies done on that, because I think since the implementation of these video games into society, we have definitely seen a sharp spike and rise in this violent single shooter, active shooter. And it's like they want to outdo the last guy. So I don't know if it's really a good idea to be putting a lot of violence on our media, on the video games that are consumed by young people. You know, I'm not one to put controls on individuals. I don't believe in a lot of control. I believe that the parents should be in control of that child and what the child is putting into their minds. And I think we need to really have a grown-up discussion on a lot of things in the world. When you take liberties and freedoms from people, people get mad, they get angry. And a lot of these individuals that are doing these things are feeling that their liberties and freedoms are being taken away. And you know, you kind of got to listen to these actions that are being played out, because what happened? They went right off and they shut down a whole platform, Gab, because people on there they consider right-winged. I'm on there. I don't go there, but it's a platform. I feel that the platform is a place to bring your content, your voice. And I don't think that Dialogue is responsible for what I am saying, even though they present a platform for me to present myself. Now, I believe that there should be controls, of course, but those should be identified up front to the user. Hey, if you put this content out, we are going to block you. And have it in big print, not little print where nobody reads. Before you sign up, big block letters. If you violate this, we will automatically terminate you. That's pretty outright. This is what the platform stands for, because it's the right of the owner of that platform to allow the type of content that they want on there. And if it's an open and free content platform, well, that's the way the platform is meant to be. And I really think that we should allow these platforms to be open, because you can see the mindset of individuals. You can see how individuals are feeling. It's kind of like this is where they find redress, or they want to put their grievance out for redress. And to collaborate and find like minds, that's what the states are about. So yeah, to just shut down a whole platform because of an individual, I feel that's very dangerous. We are treading very dangerous waters when we do that. It's okay to disagree with people, but to just snuff their whole opinion out, you are compiling the angers and you are making it so they have no place to vent. So what's the next step? Taking physical action. So when you limit people and want to censor them, you're creating violence, because that's a hostility to some people. I don't believe that anybody should be censored. I think their right to put their content out the way they see fit is up to them. However, they have to be able to own up to that content. Take personal responsibility for the content. So, yeah, a lot of people are bickering about the news. Well, it's the same way. You get news people that think that there is no right for individuals to be news gatherers. Well, that's wrong. Everybody's a news gatherer. So, to bring news to people is just the right of the people. It's an open and free press. And we're seeing a lot of here just a few years ago, didn't they mandate that they have a person inside the news studios and they're going to oversee what goes out? I'm not sure what that entailed or detailed, but I remember that they were starting to put people inside news agencies. That's not a good idea to me. I think the state should stay totally out of the news. It's not the right of the state to be putting news out. It's the right of the press, the people. So there's a lot of bitterness going on because people are not recognizing people's rights. They want to tell them you can, you can't. That's fine for some things, but I really feel government is getting out of control. That's what our Constitution was put in place for, is to put controls on our government, not the people. And I think the government and those within it are seeing things in reverse. And we need to either stand up and say, yes, we the people are the power, or shackle up, people. Because America is the beacon of hope. It's the light of the world. And when you start taking the freedoms away from the people in America, we're going down a dark road. And I don't think people are realizing. Yeah, freedom. What does freedom really mean? And are you really free? Back in the day, you could drive an automobile and it wasn't mandated that you had insurance. And I remember, and it just angered me when they implemented mandatory insurance. I see the reason for insurance, but just these small little steps of taking control of every aspect of your life, I don't see it the right of the government to do that. So we are in dangerous waters right now. And people need to wake up and see that control is not the way to a happy society. You need to educate people. You need to make sure people are prospering. I don't know. The role of government is making people really bitter. I mean, there's very little guidance in our government right now that anybody can really say that's good leadership. Nobody is standing up. They're just fighting. Bitter feelings. I'm right, you're wrong, period. There's no common middle ground. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Hang on. Ed, Free Circle out.